There was a time when you cared too much, a time when their words cut deep, their rejection felt like death, and their opinions shaped the way you saw yourself. But those days are over. Today you take back your power. There is a man who once lived in chains, not physical chains, but the chains of opinion. He worked tirelessly, trying to please those who never noticed, proving himself to those who never cared. One day he came to an old philosopher and asked, "How do I stop being affected by what people say? How do I stop feeling weak when they reject me?" The philosopher looked at him and said, "If a stranger put poison in your drink, would you willingly drink it?" The man shook his head. "Of course not." There is a moment between what happens to you and how you respond. In that moment there is power. The power to decide whether you will be ruled by impulse or by wisdom. Most people never recognize this moment. They react instantly, emotionally, as if controlled by an unseen force. They allow anger to rise, frustration to consume them, and fear to dictate their choices. But those who master this moment master themselves. They become untouchable because no one, not a stranger, not a critic, not even fate itself, can shake them from their center. Imagine standing in a storm. The winds howl, the rain strikes your face, and the world around you is chaos. Most people panic. They run for shelter, they scream into the wind, they curse the sky. But a few stand still. They do not flinch, they do not break. They understand that the storm is simply doing what storms do. It has no mind, no intention. It is neither friend nor enemy. It simply is. The same is true of the words and actions of others. When someone insults you, lies about you, or tries to provoke you, they are like the storm. They are acting according to their nature, their own weaknesses, their own struggles. To take it personally is to mistake the wind for an attack. The one who masters their reactions does not engage in petty battles. They do not argue with fools, nor do they try to correct every misunderstanding. They recognize that most conflicts are not worth their time or energy. A wild dog may bark at the moon all night, but the moon remains untouched. In this way, the strong are unmoved by the noise of the weak. They understand that responding with anger only fuels the fire, while silence starves it of air. A calm mind is the ultimate defense, and self-control is the mark of true power. Many believe that reacting strongly to insults or disrespect is a sign of strength, but the opposite is true. A weak man is a slave to his emotions. He is pulled in every direction by the opinions of others. He is happy when praised and furious when criticized. He is at peace only when the world treats him kindly, but when the world turns cold, he collapses. The strong man is different. His peace does not come from outside himself. He does not require approval, nor does he fear rejection. He stands firm because he has built his foundation within. There will always be those who seek to provoke you, to test your patience, to see how far they can push you. They thrive on reaction. They find satisfaction in your anger, in your frustration, in your emotional outburst. To give them what they seek is to grant them power over you. But to deny them a reaction is to strip them of their control. When you refuse to play their game, they are left powerless. They throw their insults into the void, and the void does not answer. In time, they grow tired and turn away. Mastering your reactions does not mean suppressing your emotions. It does not mean pretending that words do not sting or that betrayal does not hurt. It means acknowledging these feelings without being controlled by them. It means choosing wisdom over impulse, clarity over chaos. It is the ability to step back and ask, is this worth my energy? Will my response serve me, or will it only drag me down? More often than not, the answer is clear. When you learn to control your reactions, you become dangerous in the best way. You become unpredictable. No one can manipulate you. No one can make you act against your own interests. The world may push, but you do not stumble. The world may tempt you into battle, but you choose your wars wisely. In this way, you hold power not only over yourself, but over every situation you encounter. Those who once sought to provoke you will learn that their words are meaningless. They will see that you are not like the rest. You are something different, something rare. The opinions of others are like shadows, never constant, always changing, and ultimately insignificant. Yet many of us live as if these fleeting impressions are life and death. We spend our days chasing validation, attempting to conform to the expectations of others, and shaping our lives according to their judgments. We believe that approval from others is necessary for happiness, and disapproval is a mark of failure. But this way of living is a prison. To detach from the opinions of others is to free yourself from the chains of external control and reclaim your inner peace. Imagine being a leaf caught in the wind, tossed back and forth, unable to choose its direction. That is what it is like to live your life according to the ever-changing opinions of others. One day, someone praises you and your spirit soars. The next, someone criticizes you and you are torn apart. You begin to wonder, am I good enough? Am I doing the right thing? You look to others for guidance, but they give you only confusion, for their opinions are as fleeting as the wind. The path to true freedom is to realize that the wind does not define the leaf, and the opinions of others do not define you. When you detach from the need for approval, you stop living for others and start living for yourself. You are no longer at the mercy of praise or criticism. You do not seek validation from the outside world because you have already found it within. The opinions of others become just that, opinion. They are not facts, nor are they reflections of your worth. They are simply another person's perception, often based on their own fears, insecurities, or misunderstandings. And just like the wind, their opinions will change. One moment you may be their hero, the next their enemy. In this chaos, the only constant is your own sense of self. To detach from opinions does not mean you become indifferent to the world around you. It does not mean you become callous or unkind. It means you stop letting the thoughts and feelings of others dictate your emotional state. You stop allowing external forces to decide how you feel about yourself. You recognize that you are not defined by what others think of you. The validation you seek is no longer dependent on their approval, but on your own understanding of your worth and your purpose. When you are free from the need for approval, you no longer engage in the exhausting cycle of trying to prove yourself to others. You stop tailoring your words, your actions, and your choices to fit into someone else's expectations. You stop pretending to be someone you're not, hoping that they will accept you. Instead, you embrace who you are, flaws, imperfections, and all, and you stand in your truth. The more you stand in your truth, the more you attract the right people, those who love you for who you really are, not for the version of yourself you created to please others. The weight of trying to live up to the opinions of others is suffocating. It wears you down, makes you doubt yourself, and prevents you from ever truly knowing who you are. It is a constant battle, one that leaves you feeling drained and disconnected from your own purpose. But when you detach from those opinions, you release yourself from this burden. You become lighter, freer, and more at peace with yourself. You begin to trust your own voice, your own instincts, and your own sense of what is right for you. Detaching from the opinions of others also allows you to find strength in solitude. You no longer need the crowd's applause or approval to feel good about yourself. You no longer need to measure your success against someone else's standards. Instead, you measure your success by your own criteria, by your own growth, your own happiness, and your own journey. You stop seeking validation in external sources and start seeking it from within. And in doing so, you find a deeper, more lasting sense of fulfillment. In a world full of turbulence, where chaos seems to rise around every corner, there is an incredible power in remaining still. The world will test you, it will throw obstacles in your path, tempt you with distractions, and provoke you to react. But those who have learned the art of being the mountain understand that no matter what happens, they remain unmoved. They do not bend in the storm, for they know that true strength lies not in reaction, but in stillness. To be the mountain is to find peace in the face of adversity, to stand tall regardless of the winds that rage around you. Consider the mountain, silent and steadfast, standing for centuries, weathering countless storms. The rain falls, the winds howl, the snow piles up, yet the mountain does not falter. It remains unmoved, enduring, unshaken. The storms may come and go, but the mountain is still there, unmoved by the fury of the world. It teaches us that our true strength comes not from fighting every battle, but from remaining unwavering in our essence. It teaches us that the key to surviving life's trials is not to engage with every passing storm, but to stand firm, grounded in our values and our inner peace. The world around us is often volatile. Opinions clash, desires pull us in different directions, and circumstances seem to change without warning. But in the face of all this change, the mountain remains a symbol of constancy. When you become the mountain, you understand that your inner peace is not dependent on external circumstances. You are not swayed by the opinions of others, nor are you bent by the shifting tides of fortune. Whether the world praises or condemns you, you remain the same. Your sense of self is rooted in something far deeper than the fleeting judgments of those around you. This is not to say that you become passive or indifferent. To be the mountain is not to ignore life's challenges, but to face them with calm and clarity. When you stand as the mountain, you are not avoiding the storm. You are simply allowing it to pass over you, knowing that it will not break you. There may be moments of discomfort, moments where the weight of the world feels unbearable, but the mountain knows that these moments will pass. The winds may howl, but they cannot move the earth beneath your feet. Being the mountain is about accepting the things you cannot control and finding peace with them. You cannot control what others do. You cannot control the circumstances of your life. And you cannot stop the storms from coming. But you can control how you respond. The mountain does not panic when the storm arrives. It stands firm, knowing that it cannot change the weather, but it can stand through it. In the same way, you must accept the challenges that life presents and find your peace in the midst of them. You may not always be able to control the world around you, but you always have the power to control your reaction to it. When you choose to be the mountain, you stop chasing after every fleeting desire or running away from every challenge. You stop reacting to life's hardships with frustration or fear. Instead, you face them with the knowledge that they are temporary. The storm may seem powerful in the moment, but like all storms, it will eventually pass, and you will still be standing. The more you practice this, the more resilient you become. You become a force that cannot be easily moved. You no longer feel the need to defend yourself at every turn, to prove your worth, or to engage in every battle. You simply stand firm in your truth, unaffected by the noise around you. To be the mountain is also to remain grounded in your values. It is about knowing who you are and what you stand for. When you are clear in your purpose and in your integrity, no external force can sway you from your path. The mountain does not doubt its place in the world. It does not question its existence with every gust of wind. It is rooted deeply in the earth, certain of its purpose. In the same way, when you are aligned with your values and your purpose, no one's opinion, no obstacle, and no storm can move you. The power of being the mountain lies in its ability to endure. It is not swayed by the distractions of the world, nor does it seek validation from anyone. It stands tall, unaffected by praise or criticism, knowing that its worth is not defined by what others say. It simply exists, strong, steadfast, and unyielding, and in doing so it becomes untouchable. The storms may come, the winds may blow, but the mountain remains. When you choose to be the mountain, you too will remain. You will find your peace, your strength, and your unshakable foundation in the face of whatever life brings. In a world that constantly tests us with its challenges, distractions, and judgments, the path to inner strength lies in mastering our responses and detaching from external opinions. When we learn to control how we react, we cease to be controlled by the noise and chaos around us. Instead, we become the quiet force in the storm, standing firm like the mountain, unshaken by the winds of judgment, rejection, or praise. This power comes from understanding that we are the creators of our own peace, and that the world cannot touch us unless we allow it. The more we embrace this mindset, the more we become untouchable. By standing strong in our truth and letting go of the need for approval, we free ourselves from the expectations and judgments of others. We remain rooted in our values, unaffected by the shifting tides of opinion, and undeterred by the storms of life. With each challenge, we grow stronger, more resilient, and more at peace with who we are. May you always stand firm in your own truth, and may the storms of life never move you from your center. Thank you, and may you find the strength and peace to be untouchable in all that you do. God bless you.